Hi everyone, this is Terri Pace. Welcome. I'm a holistic health coach and I've been doing this for about 10 years. I used to work for Suffolk County government, and we're doing this series as a way to help kind of improve the mental wellness of people on the front lines during this very, very stressful and kind of emotionally taxing situation. And during today's workshop, we're going to explore how natural is just simply better, right? And I'm going to share some fun facts about the plants of our world and their associated benefits. So I will tell you about some of my favorite essential oils that we use to nourish the body to produce the outcomes that you seek for your health. And so, it's about learning a little bit more about the plants, discovering a little bit more about essential oils, which are basically a plant, and I'll share some of my favorites. So let's get started. So, it's been said that God first separated the salt water from the fresh water, created land, dry land, planted a garden, made animals and fish. All of these things he did before making a human, right? God made and provided what we would need before we were even born. He had plans for exactly what we would need to nourish our bodies, to help us not simply survive, but to thrive. And so I love to discuss what the gifts of the earth are and how we can use them in our daily life. Now, he gave us some clues to discern what foods help what part of our body. And so I call that God's pharmacy. Simply amazing. We have almost 14,000 photolytic chemical constituents of nutrition in all the different types of foods that we eat. Modern science has studied about 141 of them, right? We've identified a lot of them, but we haven't really studied all of them. And so, we're going to have lots of clues here as to exactly how we can use the gifts of the earth. So here's the first one. So what is this? Right? It's a carrot. It's a cross section of a carrot. So what do you think carrots are good for? This one might be. Very good, very good. Who said
that? Virginia Fisher.
Hi, Virginia. Thanks for joining us today. So yes, she's right. Carrots are really great for the eyes. And God gives us a clue by looking at the picture of the cross section, right? So a sliced carrot looks like the human eye, the pupil, the iris, those radiating lines, right? And yes, science shows carrots greatly enhance the blood flow and the function of the eyes. So how cool is that? So let's do another one. So what do you think this is?
Tomato.
A tomato, very good. So what do you think the tomato is good for, just based on what it looks like?
It gives some type of acid to it. Well, I know it's very acidy. I have to be careful with it. But
well, look at what it looks like. What does it look like?
An artery.
Brain.
It looks like, right, you're getting close. It looks like a heart, right? The whole circulatory system, right? So what we know is that a tomato has 4 chambers and is red. Well, so does the heart. The heart has 4 chambers and is red. And we have lots of research that shows that tomatoes are loaded with something called lycopene, which is indeed really good food for your heart and for blood flow. So just simply eating more tomatoes can help you have some heart health. Now, that's not the only thing. Check this one out, right? So the shape of grapes, they kind of hang in a cluster, right? The same kind of shape as a heart, right? Each grape actually looks like a little blood cell. Well, research today shows that grapes are also profound for heart and for kind of vitalizing your blood flow and the way your heart pumps. So how cool is that? Okay, so let's do the next one. So what do you think this is?
Walnut.
It's a walnut. Very good, Brian. So what do you think the walnuts are good for? Look at the shape of the nut itself.
Brain.
Say
Your
again.
brain.
It's the brain. Excellent. Is that Madeline?
It's me. Hi, Terri.
Excellent. Welcome, welcome. We're glad to have you here. So yes, it's like the brain. So the walnut and the brain, right? It looks a little like the brain, has the left and the right hemisphere. It has the upper cerebrum and the lower cerebellum. Right? Even the little wrinkles and folds on the nut are kind of just like the neocortex. And we know that walnuts help develop more than 3 dozen neurotransmitters that help us with brain function, right? And so, you know, eating more walnuts is going to be healthier for your brain. How about another one? What do you think these are?
Kidney beans.
And what do you think they're good for?
The kidney.
Kidneys, excellent. Look at how cool that is, right? They look almost exactly the same, right? They help heal and help maintain proper kidney function, right? So if you have a kidney issue, you know, perhaps eating kidney beans might be something that you use. Now, I just love how it looks exactly like a human kidney. Like just exactly. There's not even like, you look at them together and they're almost like a mirror image. Okay, so want to do another one?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So here we have what?
Celery?
Celery, bok choy, right? Now look closely at like this picture right here. What do you think celery
Rhubarb?
and bok?
Is that rhubarb?
Rhubarb.
Yeah, rhubarb, bok choy, celery. So what do you think it's good for? Look at the structure of that.
Digestive system, fiber.
Hi, Georgina. Yes, well, close. It's actually the bones, right? So this actually looks like the fingers, right? The bones in your hand, right? So celery, bok choy, rhubarb, you know, more than just look like bones. They're actually very good to target bone strength. And what we know is that bones are 23% sodium, and so are these foods, right? And if you don't have enough sodium in your diet, the body's going to pull it out of your bones, which makes them weaker, right? And so these very specific vegetables help us replenish the skeletal needs of our body, right? By giving us back the right amount of sodium. I love how, you know, all of these things are little clues to how we're supposed to use it. I mean, even if you just look at the celery, right, it looks like the longer bones of maybe, let's say, your calf or your forearm. Okay, so let's do another one. So here we have an avocado. So what do you think that reminds you of? What shape?
Pancreas?
No, I mean, it could be a little similar, but that's not the one I'm looking for.
Uterus?
Yeah, look at that, right? How
Ooh.
profound is this, right? Like, so eggplant, avocado, and pears all target the health and function of the womb and the cervix of a female, right? And they look just like the organ, right? They're all shaped in that same kind of, you know, we even call it a pear shape, right? So we know from science that if a woman eats an avocado every single week, it helps balance hormones, helps her shed unwanted, you know, like the birth weight, and can help prevent cervical cancer. And I think the really cool thing about this is, guess how long it takes for an avocado to grow from its blossom to the ripened fruit?
9 months.
Exactly. It takes 9 months to grow from that blossom to a ripened fruit. And so talk about giving you a little bit of a clue that, you know, the two of them are meant for each other. So let's do a few more here. Okay, so how about this one? So, you know, what is this?
Pig.
It's a pig. And so what do you think it's good for? We just focused on the women's health. What do you think?
Testicles?
Yes, look how cool is that, right? Figs are full of seeds. They actually hang in twos when they grow, and they increase the mobility of male sperm and the number of sperm overall, right? So they're increasing how many you have and the mobility, right? And like, so I just love that that's how they grow. They actually look like that. I happen to love figs, so it's kind of hard to now, look at them a different way, but I'm going to try. Okay, so how about this one? This is a sweet potato.
Okay.
So what do you think this one's good for?
Liver?
Right? The sweet potato looks like the pancreas and actually helps balance the glycemic index, right? And so sweet potatoes are sweet, but they actually help the function of how much glucose is in the bloodstream. So I think that's amazing. I think it's amazing.
That's why my A1C was better.
Yeah.
Eating a lot of sweet potatoes in COVID.
Yeah, it's really good. So here's another one, right? So these are olives, and olives are really good for the ovaries, right? They actually assist the health and the overall function of the ovaries, right? We have citrus fruit, oranges, grapefruits, and other citrus fruits actually look like the mammary glands of the female, and they actually assist with breast health, right? One of the keys is that the movement of the lymph fluids in and out of the breast. So it doesn't so our lymph fluid is where we carry the waste of our body. And so we have some lymph glands that kind of go, around the sides there. And if the lymph fluid, if you're not well hydrated, it kind of gets gloppy, right? It's supposed to be this channel system that, we get to push all the waste and the things that we're trying to protect ourselves from into this channel that's completely separate from the rest of your body and move it out. And sometimes when it gets really thick, it stops moving. So the citrus fruits all have a high water content and are really good at that toxic cleansing of our lymph nodes. So, this is an amazing way of having a clue of what do they look like. I also love the comparison of, see, these are onions and garlic, right? What do you think they look like in the body? Can you guess? Unmute yourself if you can guess. What do you think?
Adrenal gland?
Yeah, actually, it's cells. They actually look
okay.
like cells. Like, look at this picture. It's a cross-section of cells, right? And so one of the things that we know about research in this area is that onions clear waste material from the cells in your body. They actually, you know how they produce a tear in your eyes? Well, they produce the tear to help wash away the epithelial layer, right? Like, that's what they're doing, is they're actually cleansing and washing it, right? Garlic helps eliminate waste material and some of the dangerous free radicals in the body. And so there's lots of really good clues when we look to nature about how does this particular food group help my body, right? And so when we start talking about essential oils, I just want to briefly go over what is an essential oil, right? It is a plant that's been distilled. We've separated the plant material from the essential oil through a distillation or cold press process, right? They are naturally occurring aromatic compounds, right? It has a smell, right? But that aromatic compound is chemistry. It's a messenger molecule. So it's going to bring a message to your cells. Now, why would the plant produce an essential oil? Well, it's part of its defensive or recovery mechanism, right? It can help protect it against threats. It can help recover from microbial or fungal attacks. And it actually helps in that communication process to attract a pollinator or sometimes repel a pest, right? And so those three things are some of the reasons why we would want to do this, right? I like to talk about the 5 different categories of essential oils, right? So the first category is wood oils, right? So the oils that are made from the bark, the trees, the stems, these are really good at grounding and stabilizing the plant. Well, essential oils that are made from the wood oils are grounding and stabilizing to us, right? If you look at a tree that has been rooted, it weathers all the storms. You know, like I'm amazed sometimes at how much effort it takes to knock a tree over, right? That they can really stand in, 100-degree winds when it's well rooted. And that's what I want. I want to grab a wood oil when I feel a little bit scattered, or that there's some kind of storm that's attacking my nervous system and making me feel stressed out. We also have oils that are distilled from the leaves of the trees. And the leaves are how they exchange oxygen. And so all the oils that are made from the leaf of the plant are good for our respiratory system. Think of peppermint and eucalyptus, right? These are opening to our airways. They help oxygenate our blood through the respiratory system. And so it's not just your respiratory system that gets the benefit, it's your entire body, right? Your cells need oxygen to function well. And so just by breathing in better, we're going to have a better brain function, right? More alert. We're going to have better blood flow and circulation, right? And so all the leaves, the oils made from leaves can do this for us. The third category, right? So we have wood, leaf, then we have what I call the Italians, they're like the spice oils, right? These are things that you would find in your spice cabinet that you cook with, like thyme, oregano, coriander, cilantro, cassia, cinnamon, right? All of these were tasty enough, right? They were designed that way so that we would want to eat them. And when we bring them into our digestive tract, it helps balance the good and bad bacteria, right? We know that we have a lot of stuff going on in there. And when we eat these types of herbs, we balance that digestive tract. Think of eating fennel after a big meal, or maybe having ginger when you have an upset stomach. Well, now you can do that with an essential oil, right? A concentrated form of the spice oil is now available to you to take internally to help balance digestive issues. So we have wood, leaf, the spice oils. We have the citrus oils, right? Citrus oils are found, the citrus aroma is found in a lot of cleaning products, probably to mask, some of the horrid smells that are used to clean, but sometimes it's there because it really does help break down polymers and grease. And so, they have this great toxic cleaning ability. But they're also a mood uplifter, right? You peel back the skin of an orange and it sprays and you immediately smile. And you thought it was just because you're so excited to eat that orange. But what you're doing is, as you're peeling back the skin of that orange, you are liberating the essential oil that's in the rind, and that is diffusing it into the air, and you're breathing it in. And that helps your body produce dopamine, right? Dopamine is your happy drug. So really cool stuff. So now we have 5 categories: wood, leaf, spice, citrus, and the final category is flowers. And so think of people giving you flowers. It's just so emotionally comforting, right? And so a lot of the oils that are made from flowers, like Roman chamomile, rose, geranium, lavender, like these are all really good to calm us emotionally, as well as to calm what I would call like emotional skin, right? It's angry red or it's irritated, right? And so really good for our skin. And so there's, again, these clues in nature based on how the plant, is grown, what part of the plant we're taking it from. It gives us a good clue to how we can use it. So you can breathe it in aromatically. Just put it on your hands and, breathe it in off your hands. If you have a diffuser, put a couple drops in a diffuser, right? It has a smell, right? It's aromatic chemistry. And by putting it and diffusing it into the air, you can quickly shift your perception, your mood. You can cleanse the air. Lots of good reasons to diffuse or breathe in an essential oil. You also have topical, right? Just localized benefits. Where do you want to impact? You have a sore knee or a sore back because you were gardening this weekend, or maybe you have a bug bite and you're going to apply the oil directly to that skin to help stop the itch. Maybe you have a little tension headache and you're going to put it right on your scalp or the back of your neck, right? Wherever you want to impact is where you're going to apply it. We also have the ability to take essential oils internally, but not all essential oils are created equal, right? You have to make sure that you have a supplement facts label. That means that the FDA has rated it GRAS, generally regarded as safe for internal use, right? If it's on you, it's in you. So if it's not rated for internal use, I sometimes question, well, why can't I take it, right? So what I wanted to do is just kind of give you an overview of the many reasons why I use essential oils, right? I'm like, it's a way of, taking control of what's going on, right? I'm a healer in my own home using nature's very powerful medicine, right? A single drop of peppermint is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. Right? This is a highly concentrated form of the plant. And so all the benefits that are packed into that plant, I've now concentrated the benefits. But I love the fact that it's just simply safe and very effective, right? It helps provide a natural defense the same way it provides that to the plant. It helps support our immune system, and it helps promote a healthy inflammatory response in our body, right? So I was going to talk a little bit about my top 3, right? So peppermint is an amazing essential oil, right? This 15 ml bottle, right? It's a small, let me just grab it, right? Right? It's a small ml, 15 ml bottle, right? But it takes 1 pound to fill this bottle up, right? That's a lot of, remember plants are generally pretty lightweight. So to have a pound, it's probably a pretty big pile, right? I just put it on my hands and I breathe in slowly and deeply. You feel immediately the cooling sensation go up your nose, into your brain, help oxygenate those brain cells. So it's really good for memory, right? Memory recall, right? Because it's a warm oil, it's very cooling to the skin. And it's really a wonderful, wonderful essential oil that you can use. Taking it internally, we have a lot of science that helps ease gastrointestinal muscles and to calm the stomach and the intestinal tract. So if you've got something going on in your gut, peppermint is my favorite choice. Whether you put a drop on your belly and rub it in, or you put a drop under your tongue, both are very safe and effective ways to use peppermint, right? So to summarize, right, it opens your airways and helps create easier breathing. It helps create a healthy inflammatory response, right? A lot of times our lifestyle promotes inflammation. And so this is a good way for us to neutralize that. It helps, mental alertness, right? I love to use peppermint kind of like when I get that food buzz after lunch, like at 2 or 3 o'clock, when my digestion's kicking in and all my resources are going to that process, I kind of start to feel lethargic. And so just a little peppermint is a natural way to get a boost of energy. And, I still have a lot of day left. I don't know about you, but my day does not end at 2 or 3 o'clock. Perhaps we should do what Europe does and take some siestas in the middle of the day. We talked about its ability to be a digestive aid, but it's also good to ease any kind of discomfort that you have in other areas of your body. So lavender is one of my other favorite ones, right? It takes about, I think it's about 40 pounds, either 30 or 40 pounds of lavender to create one single bottle. That's an enormous amount of lavender. And so again, we have a very highly concentrated form. It takes about 2 years for the plant to mature from its seed. And so, think of how hardy it must be to live in the earth with all the different storms and all the different weather patterns that happen. So that hardiness is something that we get to benefit of. Dr. Hill, who's a wonderful resource on the use of essential oils, right? He reminds us that it's really good for skin irritations and to support healthy recovery of skin, right? It's very mild and gentle, so anybody in the family can use it. But I like this comment. He's like, I assume most men are like me, and they may not completely appreciate that floral aroma, but can still appreciate the benefits of using it. So whether you're male or female, lavender is a good oil for you. This is one of my daily oils, right? It is one of the most versatile. It has a wide range of chemistry. And so I call it the Swiss Army knife of oils, right? Because it can calm, it can relax, it can balance. It is working on my immune system. It works on my nervous system. It helps circulation. It helps my skin, right? It's absolutely ideal for that emotional skin, right? Any skin that's kind of angry or irritated. We also know that lavender is great before bed, right? It has the ability to calm the chatter in your brain, right? I know when I climb into bed, most of the time I'm exhausted, but falling asleep sometimes eludes me because my mind is going. There's so many things I want to do and I have to catch up and did I do everything, right? And so I put on a little bit of lavender, maybe a wood oil like frankincense or vetiver, and I'm out like a light. We also have, great benefits from simply using lemon essential oil. The citrus oils are all really good stimulants for our immune function, which right now is really important because it has all these, you name it qualities, right? One of the ones that most people don't know about, right? That you could put lemon in your water, right? This is lemon essential oil. And so it's alkalining to the body, right? I know when you use the pulp, that is acidic. And so a lot of times our highly acidic lifestyles create more and more free radicals and more cellular stress, which kind of puts them at dis-ease. So, when you just put a single drop in every one of your glasses of water, this is a simple way for you to help promote improved circulation, improved inflammation, improved immune system, and it's cleansing at the same time. So you can cleanse your surfaces with it and you can cleanse your body. Now, the one thing most people don't know is that it's really good for nociceptive tissue, which is the soft tissue, that dull ache. And so sometimes I will use lemon on an area of my body that might feel a little cranky and, put some peppermint and lemon together to apply to that area. We're talking about, all these different plants, which most of them are food in another form. And, our wellness pyramid, right? What we do on the bottom of the pyramid are things that we choose every day. And it's directly impacting the level of self-care that we need, right? The self-care is the things you do to get through your day. And if you are not eating right, if you don't exercise, if your rest is not there, right? You're cranky the next day, you can't even face the day. Maybe your stress is through the roof. Maybe the toxic load that you're bearing is enormous, right? These are things that you're going to have to, reach for something to help you manage your day more and more. And so when we build on the bottom of the pyramid, particularly what we eat, this is one of the easiest ways to impact our health. And essential oils are food in another form. And so I invite you to consider what an essential oil can do for you as you try to interact with these amazing plants of the earth. Our success lies in our daily routines, right? And so what will you do each and every day to help support the goals that you're seeking, right? We're going to walk towards our health, or we walk away from them based on the choices we make every day, right? And so if you are not yet using essential oils in your home, I'm here to support that. I would love to give you a sample and help you discover what they might do, right? I just want to send it to you for free. And so you could fill out this form. You can email me. You can text me, right? You know, jot this number down or my email, or you could even connect with me. I have an Eventbrite site that lists all the different workshops that we do. They're all like different topics that are important to people, like immune health, sleeping better, stress, exercise, right? I have a Vimeo channel that has lots of videos that we've recorded already. And, you know, a lot of them are anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. And so it's not a big bite of your time. I'm on Instagram with little daily messages. And, you know, this week in particular, we're doing Thursday night oils for mental health and sleep. Friday at 3 o'clock, we're doing the top 10 ways to get the body you want. Saturday at noon, we're doing essential oils for family health. And then Monday next, we are doing pain management naturally, right? So that's Monday at 6 p.m. at the end of your day. And so I invite you to just connect with me and, you know, keep learning a little bit more. And hopefully, you know, you'll start to appreciate and kind of pick up on the clues of what this can do for you. So thank you so much for joining me.